up, guys? This is Tabletop Vibes, and today we're taking a look at Scales of Fate by Ivy Studios. So this is really cool. Look at how beautiful this is. It's kind of hard to see because it's so shiny.
So shiny.
But we'll move it out of the way. Yeah. The crazy part is this is kind of like the sequel to Veiled Fate. So Veiled Fate is a social deduction game for 9 people that we've played a bunch of times. You are on a big, massive circular board, which I love.
Yep.
This is the 2-player version of that game.
Yeah.
So it's really fun.
I'm better at the 2-player version.
Yeah. The 9-player version, obviously you don't have to play with 9 people. They also just had a Kickstarter campaign last-ish 3, 4, 5 months ago to add new expansions to it and more god powers. So this is a really cool aspect because it plays in 30 minutes.
Yeah, it went fast.
Yeah.
He lost very fast.
I did lose very fast. So essentially, it's kind of a lot of the same concepts are still here from Veiled Fate. So you have your demigods that are out on the board. They start on track 7, right? And you're trying to gain renown or lose renown.
Yep.
In the 2-player version, again, there's only 3 ages: Age 1, Age 2, Age 3. And so at the end of 3 ages, whoever has the most points. But the point difference now is you're either shooting for having your gods on the same tile. So if they're both on the same location,
which I found was very hard.
It's hard to do, and you have to give away like moving them more. So if I have both my demigods on 8, I would get 8 points at the end of the game.
Yeah, and you're always you have to always place like the positive and the negatives to be able to. They're always going the same positive path. Right. It makes it way easier to call that guy out. Like I know exactly who you are.
And so, or you play opposite sides and get the difference between where your gods are at. So in this game, you start it, you put the setup, it has a bonus 1 tile, it's red, pinkish. That's like 1. Then you set up all these different abilities. So every start of the turn, you're going to play, there's 5 actions you can take. You can send someone to the abyss. You can gain servants. You can gain a green servant, or white servant, or red servant. Oh, and the other one is you can shift what the abyss gives you. Either 2 negative or 1 renown.
Yep. And it starts at 0.
It starts at 0 in the middle. And so you can take these actions by taking a demigod and you place it on one of these actions. And then the quests in this game are now little tokens to the left or right. And they have either the omega symbol or the sickle, which is negative, and omega is positive. We both messed up on the very first aspect of the game. We both literally put... However it worked, we messed up. Both our demigods ended up at 4. The end of the age said, if your demigod's between 4 and 6, literally R2 was the only ones that were there.
2 guys. Yeah, because I think my guy got pushed back with his last move, and then your guy was in the pool.
And moved down 2 because you switched it to move down 2. And then, so literally out of... what is it, 8 characters?
Just
only
2
of our 2 were in the spot that said we had to say yes or no. Because you have to say yes or no and confirm whether or not we both were like, yes. Green and yellow. And then we're like, wonder who you
this
are.
made it real easy. I'm going to push those guys up.
So our first game was just, we were cracking up because we already had 50% figured out. But the fun part is at the end of the game, if I can guess both Eric's characters, I make 3 points. If I'm wrong, I get 0.
Well, if you get 1.
If I get 1
you get
out
0.
of 2, I get 0. If I get none right, it's negative 1 point.
Yeah.
So there's all these different actions. It's kind of like playing a different version of chess.
A little bit.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, I guess
we were like strategically trying to place out not your demigod, but your demigod. You're hoping that Eric moves my yellow or black demigod around so that I don't have to do it.
And I like the white servant, right? That allowed you to get the full run of that thing. So that way you're able to hit so many different gods and move them positively or negatively across that. Versus like the
red servant. You're gonna
was exactly just that.
Target a quest tile that they're on, gaining or losing whatever is there. The white one gains or loses depending on the row or column you choose based off of the quests that are out there. So whatever gods are touching those things, it could literally, like, 1 turn shifted 4 gods for us.
Yeah. And what's that pool that we put in?
The Abyss.
The Abyss. The thing that I like, the coolest about the Abyss is when you introduce the god powers that you can choose to buy.
So you can choose throughout the game. There's 3 god powers. There's Steal, Smite, and Switch.
Yeah.
And so Smite literally is you can smite somebody from anywhere on the board to the Abyss. Steal, if Eric has they're called servants, which is the green, white, and red. I could steal one of his and now it's mine. And or switch, you can switch anybody from anywhere on the board. Off the board to the Abyss, off the board to the off board to board, or anywhere on the board to the thing. So like
Yeah, it makes it like if you know, like if you got the really solid feel that like
this
green
is
the other guy's person and he's moving the right way or the wrong way. Like if he's trying to get to the lower mount to be able to get the variance between his two gods wider, you can say nope. I'm gonna move you to Omega symbols or throw them in the abyss and pop the abyss up to +2 just to completely mess up.
Right, and like it's fun stuff like that. And then the thing about those, they're only once every game. Yeah, so like once you use it, it's done. Eric can't use it, and I get -1 point at the end of the game. So our first game, we played a bunch of times. But the first game that we played where we messed up the thing, Eric made 12 points.
Yeah,
I made.
It was good.
1. Because I used the God ability. Eric did not use the God ability.
I was on both sides of the board. Yeah. And I guessed his guy.
I thought he was
purple.
I thought he was purple, so I started just throwing pink up really far.
It was just helping my game. I'm like, this is the best thing ever. I don't even have to try to pretend like I care about that guy.
The other fun part, when I was playing against somebody else, I just knew that they were playing both characters. They aligned them on 8. They would have gotten 8 points.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I was like, I think it's them. So I just I moved the other person up 2. So now they're at 10 and 8. So the difference is 2 points. Right. So it's like a really cool like manipulation. Yeah. It plays literally in 30 minutes, which is a blast.
That's nice.
And every single round is super easy. Every start of the round, you switch the bonus red tile with a different one, and it moves around the board. You start off the game, you have 5 actions, and then second round you have 6 actions, third round you have 6 actions.
Yeah. That's really cool too, because like then you're kind of playing in and out of, like if you wanted to really throw off the guy, you just don't play your guy first.
Right.
Because they just stay at 7 as the starting point from a point value perspective. And you just, drive one of your main guys up or down, and then in the second round, you just introduce somebody throws off the the scent of who you are. It's really cool.
Or like you think that you're throwing off the scent of somebody. I'm over here like I boosted up somebody too because I used the red servant and they just isolate the spot. So I'm like, cool, I'm gonna throw purple. I'm gonna throw red up 2 to make him think. And Eric's like, no, you're these 2. And I'm like,
he's like, darn it.
So again, it's really great. Ivy Studios crushes it out of the park again.
Yeah.
And because like if you like to play Veiled Fate, and you might not be able to table a 4 to 9 player game. Obviously, Veiled Fate is played with more people. It's way more fun, but it also takes a long time. This gives you the same kind of feel at a 2-player count where you can play multiple games in a row and have the same feel. Yep. And I think we tried a bunch of different strategies. I'm not going to touch my demigod at all. See what happens. And I tried zoning in on one thing. And then it was like, I wonder who you are. You just keep moving the same pieces. So there's a lot of cool strategy. The game is beautifully produced. The board, obviously this is a prototype, but like the board insets.
I like the chunky pieces too. It makes, and the insets like fit with the chunky pieces like super easy, so we're not even stressing about trying to pick something out. Or anything like
and there's enough age cards to give you a different bunch of flavors because you're switching it up, you're doing different things.
Doing different red tiles and everything like that too.
That too. Yeah. So it's really awesome. It's coming to Kickstarter soon. I'm really excited for this, and I can't wait to see what they're going to do else with it. Maybe there'll be even more deluxe because they do that. It could be metal. Who knows? I don't know. I'm excited for all the possibilities. It's Ivy Studios, right? They just do cool things. So definitely check it out. Scales of Fate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Balance the scales. Don't balance the scales. Choose your adventure.
Destroy your opponent.
Destroy your opponent. Or don't. Feather, Scorpion. We're Tabletop Vibes. This has been Scales of Fate by Ivy Studios. Thanks for watching. We'll check you next time.